Hey, can you hear me? Hi, everybody. I need you to let me know if you can hear me. Did you hear me do that? Hey, okay, good. What a morning. Hey, Godmother, can you hear me? We're hanging in there. All right, guys, I'm going to start momentarily. Normally, I give you a heads up and let you know when I'm posting, but given the morning that I had, I wanted to go ahead and speak right away. And normally I don't have my earbuds on, but my virtual producer said he wanted me to do a quick sound check and make sure that my mic wasn't popping. So, and you know what I noticed? Because it's wintertime. Don't judge me right now. I really look pale. This is around the time of year where people question my ethnicity. Hey, sister, I need to call you because I have been seeing what's been going on with our other sister. So I will call you momentarily so I can get a real update. All right, folks, I'm going to jump right in because I have not talked to you in a while. And I'm really just focusing at how pale I am. I know. Okay, so let me start. For those of you who've never been, what's up, Barbecue King? Those of you who may be new to my vlog for the first time, I am African American. I know right now you're not really certain, but I really am a Black girl. I really am. Well, a woman because I'm middle aged, right? And so much going on. As usual, I tell this to people all the time. I always have a topic that I want to discuss, and then something in my life happens and completely changes the trajectory. Thank you for loving me still. I appreciate that in spite of my failure to show ethnicity. Let me start with a Happy New Year to all of you. Happy New Year. We have not connected in about a month now, and that was due, most of you are aware, that Big Son had major spine surgery now about 3.5 weeks ago. He is doing very, very well. I know some of you have asked and sent private messages. And if you're not on my social media page, then you don't know. So I'll just tell you now, he's doing very, very well. He was out of the hospital in 3 days and was walking before we left and taking stairs and was off medication, all heavy medication, less than a week later, and went to the mall and went to the movies. So he was doing wonderfully. He had started school last week part-time and just kind of gradually went to full-time on Friday. And so during that, those couple of days, my virtual producer's giving me the thumbs up. So that's awesome. During those few weeks or so, I mentioned to everyone that I wanted to be off the grid for a little while because we really wanted to focus on his recovery. And so it was going well. He really exceeded everyone's expectations. They tell you that recovery for spine surgery can be anywhere around 4 to 6 weeks. And so for him to be up and around and going to school 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks later post-surgery is really excellent progress. We had a friend whose daughter had the exact same surgery a day apart. And so we think that was also very helpful, that they were kind of competitive in the hospital, who could get out first, who could take the first step. So that also contributed, we believe, to really such a remarkable recovery. He's also very excited because he's 1.5 inches taller. So when he went into surgery, he was a 1/2 inch shorter than me. And that was his barometer. When he came out of surgery, immediately he was 1.5 inches taller. So he's very, very excited about that. And every chance he gets, he looks down on me to be funny. And my response is always the same. I can still punch you in the throat. So I'm still your mama. So who cares? Who cares how tall you get? I don't care. I don't ever care, actually. Hey, cousin Nikki, how are you? So my goal today was to come in and talk about, and I guess I can still do that. I wanted to really talk about what I believe my focus would be for 2019, because as most of you are aware, 2018 was pretty much a beast for my family. And just put in perspective, I had some health issues, and then my father-in-law was hospitalized and was in ICU, and then I stopped working, and then we found out that my son needed this back surgery rather quickly, and then a friend of mine from high school was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and then she passed away, and then his back surgery. So it was just really every 4 to 6 weeks, something was happening. And in true transparency, as I've told people, last year, emotionally, not just physically, but emotionally, was a pretty rough year. Just because I told people I didn't even recognize myself last year. I was very short-tempered, angry all the time, not a pity party, not a woe is me kind of thing, but just didn't feel like I could get off the wheel. Like I just felt like the wheel was constantly turning and I was constantly running like a hamster, but I couldn't get off. And that is a horrible place to be in all year. Life, kind of has ebbs and flows and peaks and valleys. But when you're constantly feeling like you can't get off the ride, it took a lot, and it was taking a lot, in fairness. And I told all of you that my husband and I sought therapy, just to kind of help us recalibrate and find the balance, because we couldn't find it at all. It was spilling into other parts of our lives. And so, I got to church and was so full yesterday and said, I think I want to talk about what my goal is for 2019. I never make resolutions. It really, for me, was about if I had to place one thing on the thing that I believe was the most challenging, it was probably reconnecting with God. And yesterday was my epiphany in that. And I am grateful, and I have a relationship with God. So let me say this, because I say this all the time. My disclaimer has always been, those of you who are entering this vlog for the first time, you should know that I am a Christian. I claim Christianity. I believe that Jesus Christ died for my sins. I believe that. I don't disrespect any other religion. Don't expect anybody to disrespect mine, but that is what I believe. So no concerns for anyone else, but that is how I enter the realm of every day, by thanking God and praising God. But what I felt yesterday more than anything is that I didn't feel like I was really connected to my relationship. I felt like I was drifting because I was focusing on all the other stuff around me, that I didn't have the opportunity to be still. I'm grateful, but I haven't made the opportunity to connect, to let him in all the time, not just when I need him. Kind of like when a child falls and the first thing they do is they scream for their parent. And so because I've been falling all year for the most part, that's all I've been doing is kind of crying out, but not necessarily doing the regular daily prayer, meditation, stuff that I used to do. Not, going to church, but not as regularly as I should. And so it didn't hit me until literally yesterday, and I was so full realizing that we've been talking a lot about love and forgiveness and realizing who you are and whose you are over the last 4 to 5 weeks in church. And I just didn't feel like I was connected as usual. Like any other relationship, you know how life happens and you've been really cool with your friends or your girl or your some guy or something, then you feel yourself drifting, and it just kind of happens because life is happening. And so I couldn't, I realized it more yesterday than I have in a very long time, that I just haven't brought God in as much as I should. So that was my goal. And so we got up this morning and I was feeling good. And we take Big Son to his doctor's appointment. He had an orthodontics appointment this morning. And I was fussing with him earlier today because, okay, so he's worn, remember I told you guys a few months back that he did his own school shopping. So he's been wearing this jean jacket. We live in the Midwest and we have very frigid temperatures. The high is like 25 degrees. This boy of mine is wearing this jean jacket under his winter coat and a hoodie every day. Every day. Every day. To the point that I think that the jacket could stand up by itself and walk away. Yeah. Or like, what's the Marvel hero? I was gonna say Doctor Who, but that's not who he is. I can't think of the guy who had the little crystal and he had the cape that just kind of followed him around and wrapped himself around. That dude. Yeah, Benedict is the actor that plays him. That's how I feel about this jean jacket. And so I was fussing. I was like, dude, if you don't take that jean jacket off, as a matter of fact, you're banned from the jean jacket till like April. This is ridiculous. Could you put other clothes on? Like, really? And so we're fussing, but I'm still being a parent. We get to the orthodontics. We're there, and I'm not joking, 3.5 minutes, and he has a full seizure. My son has not had a seizure in 3 years. He's been off the medication for about a year. And he has it in as we're waiting to be seen. And so, of course, my immediate response now, had this been 3 years ago, I would have been a completely different individual, would have panicked and cried and did all of that. But because this is not as, new, I was able to get him down. I asked him to call an ambulance. Thankfully, another parent whose child was getting their braces readjusted, who is a firefighter, he came over and kind of assisted. And so we had to take him to the hospital. And I'm sad for my son because, once you have seizures, you got to start over. So he has to be back on medication, minimum 2 years, no video games, no swimming. He just had surgery. So I'm sad for him because he's sad. He can't drive. So taking driver's ed is not an option at this point. And I'm sad for my son because he really worked hard. And we were so excited, 9 months ago, I guess, September. What? Not even six months ago, that he was doing so well. And so for this to happen is quite the setback. Thank you, Blue. Dr. Strange is the person I was talking to. So I'm grateful, but the first thing I did this morning is I got up and I thanked God and said, okay, I realize that I have not been closer to you as I should. And today is a new day, and I'm grateful that you have continued to grant me grace in spite of what I do and what I don't do, and was just grateful. And was grateful on our way to the hospital because it could have been worse. He could have been in school. He could have been getting his braces done in front of the doctor. He could have been in the shower. He could have been anywhere. And still rejoiced. Like, okay, this is going to be a setback for him. He's going to be disappointed. But God, if you could just give me the words to say to my son, to reassure him that today's okay. And it is. Today will be okay. But just sad for him. But God knew enough to tell me to take him to Chick-fil-A because, everything's better at Chick-fil-A. Everything. So that made him feel better, Chick-fil-A, at 9:30 in the morning. He didn't go to school today because, of course, now we've got to meet with the neurologist and figure out what the right dose of medication will be now. and go from there. So honestly, had this been 2018, I would be in a very different disposition. I probably would be crying and angry and wallowing, just wallowing in pity. But I am claiming, my husband and I have been claiming, we have been claiming victory since 2019 started. So what do? You just keep it moving. And that's what I'm doing. But you know what else I learned this year? The other thing I wanted to do is I need to control my petty. I do. Over the last, okay, so you all should know this. You know that I unfriend people on social media. Apparently that's a really big deal that people don't do that. Like some people block folks. Let me tell y'all something. After 2018, I don't have time for the foolishness. I don't have time. I really don't have any more F's to give. I really don't. Like I am so clear now that everything that has happened, and I get it. A lot of people say that when illnesses, severe illnesses or death or, things like that happen, something really life eventful, that you really take stock of your own life and figure out how much time you're going to give to nonsense. My answer is zilch. I'm giving none. I'm giving no time to nonsense. And it's been 3 weeks of the new year. Today's the 14th. Okay, so 2 weeks of the new year, and I've unfriended 3 people on social media already. And this is a record for me. And I was having this conversation with some women over the weekend, and one woman was telling this story about how she got caught out there unfriending somebody. And I was like, why don't you just tell them? Why don't you just be honest? And we laughed about that, like what that means. I'm telling you, man, I really do believe, and of course all of you are going to chime in, you don't deserve to see my life. You don't deserve it. So why are we faking the funk? If I'm not going to speak to you out in the street, if I'm going to hit the ignore button on my phone, then why would I allow you to see me living my best life? I'm not going to do it. And I'm really okay with my decision. And it makes me laugh that some people are not like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done fooling with you. And I have to work on my petty, my big sister in my head, Michelle Obama, Mish as I like to call her. She has that saying, when they go low, we go high. I tell people usually when they go low, I go lower. Usually. And that's why I think one of the reasons I really do need to reconnect with my walk to God is that I need to work on that pettiness. Because if I could do a little bit more prayer and meditation for God, then it's less likely that I'll get lower. See, I get low. Look, I'm telling y'all, I can be petty with the best of them. I really can. I try not to be. I try to use my powers for good. I try. But sometimes some of y'all got it coming. You got it coming. See, Nikki, I don't do the block. Why block? Just unfriend you. I want you to know that I unfriended you. And if you want to ask me about it, we can certainly talk about it. But I just want you to know. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with you. I can't even use proper enunciation. I'm not done with you. I'm done with you. You can miss me with that. Just right here. Miss me. So I think this year I'm really going to work on my unpetty. I'm going to try. I really am. I'm going to try and not be so, because, when I wasn't petty, I was just nasty. So I actually feel like this is positive. Because before I would just, last year, I was angry all the time. I really would just cuss you out, just call you names, not let you play any reindeer games. I really would do that. But now I've got to learn not to be petty. And so I'm working on it. So I feel like that's what Jesus has been telling me, that I have to forgive people and that I have to eliminate the petty. Now, don't judge me. I really do. I have to eliminate the petty. Yeah, I'm good with that. So I wanted to wish you all a very happy new year and talk a lot about Jesus and tell you that that's what I'm working on. And be patient with me, because as the song goes, God is not through with me yet. But the smile on my face today, I'm feeling, in spite of the last 3 hours, 4 hours of this morning, I can still rejoice and be glad in it, because my son is okay. My family is cool. I have a roof over my head, food in my belly, a place to slumber. Now if I could just work on not being petty white, petty wop, petty Riley, Lisa Pettygrass. Just if you all could just look at me when you see me headed in that direction and just smile and just say, Becoming Mish. Come on, you read the book. Becoming Big Sister Mish. If you could remind me of that, that'll be my cue to take a breath. Bring God in and like, all right, come on, Jesus. Help your child out. So this one's a rather quick one because I got to go tend to the son and go back to the orthodontist, the rescheduled appointment that we missed this morning, and go see the neurologist and figure out what they're going to tell us. But Happy New Year to all of you. And here's to a lot of unpettiness in 2019. Okay? Love y'all. Take care. Pray for me. I really mean it. Petty White. I need a new name.